Bushmaster knives. Look at these. This is the tactical field knife. I've used this extensively. It works good, it cuts good, high carbon steel. Here's the primitive field knife. A little bit different, a little bit bigger belly on it. I put together 2 videos for you, so you have all the information. You want to know why these knives are very popular? Because they're good quality and they're right around $25 in 2024 right now. You gotta search a little bit. Sometimes you can get them for less money or cheaper if you want, but for $25 you can't beat the quality. You can't beat what you can do with it because it's good. I've used this one extensively, the tactical. Here's the primitive field knife. Haven't used that one that much, but same high quality steel, a little bit different grind, a little bit different profile. This one has a larger belly on it. What I recommend to do to both these knives, 90-degree spine, 90-degree spine. You have probably the best knife money can buy for $25. Now let's take a closer look at these 2 knives. I would recommend getting a custom-made sheath, but again, $25. You can spend that much money down at McDonald's or a fast food restaurant real easy. But look at everything this knife can do because it's a high quality knife. Let's get started. Well, what do we have here? Bushmaster, Bushcraft primitive field knife. Just got these in. Looking forward to using them in another video, of course. Maybe we're going to do some batoning of wood, but I'll talk about batoning of wood during that video. Anyway, I like the design of this knife when I look at it. Now, this is 1095 steel. It's not stainless steel, it's 1095. You can get a little bit closer look at it here. It's 1095. Notice how it's, as it was ground and polished down here, this here was left rough to give it that outdoorsy look. Wooden handles. Full tang, obviously. In case you want to know, 1/4 inch thick. Let me get the right side of the ruler over here, inches. 1/4 of an inch thick. That's pretty good. Now it's a little bit heavier knife, and it will do just about whatever you need. In reality, there really is no knife that can do everything. There's knives that come close. Comes with a little lanyard, which I'll cut this off. Put my 550 cord on there. May even splurge and get some orange cord, because I tend to lose things sometimes in the woods. I don't want to lose this. This here seems to be a well-made knife. Like I said, 1095 high carbon steel. Flat grind. It's nice. I think it's going to do very well. When you look at the knife itself, it seems to be fairly well balanced. It does have a heavier weight towards the handle simply because it's thicker. It feels good in the hand itself. I have a larger hand. It feels good. Does have a lanyard hole, obviously. She pointed that out earlier, with the full tang, and it doesn't have any jimping up here. Jimpings, just like little ridges where you can choke up on the knife up in here if you're grinding or starting to go ahead and work your wood. From carving to making traps to doing this to doing that to chopping down things. It does have a little bit more weight for when you do slice. That weight will be used for your advantage. Now, it comes with a leather sheath. Of course, it's made for right-handed people. Everything I have, I'm left-handed. I'm in my right mind, so I have to get a custom-made sheath, make one myself, make one out of the new Kydex or something of that light material. Have to go from there. Unless, of course, I want to wear this on my right side. I do like the tactical type sheaths where you can go ahead and strap them down. We'll get into that in another one. Here, let me give you some details. Already found out it's a 1/4 inch thick, 1095 high carbon steel. Let me see. The blade itself, from right at the top of the handle to is 5 5/16 inches long. Just about ideal. Okay, the overall length of the knife is 10 11/16. 10 11/16. That's not really too bad for a knife. It looks good. It's made out of good steel. It has an excellent grind on it. It's a little weighty, but that's what steel is. Steel is heavy. It's that simple. If you ever pump iron, forget all that plastic stuff and the sand-filled things, although that's weight too. It's iron that you want. It's steel that you want to pump weights with or to make knives with. You know that. Now, okay, we do have a 90-degree spine. Not as sharp as I like it, so you're going to have to touch that spine up. 90 degrees, sharp spine. The reason being so you can bite into a ferro rod. Let's go see if this thing can get some sparks. Okay, here's your trusty tree stump. See if that's about ready. Shave off a little bit there. Let me see. I think that's a pass. Now, in future videos, we'll be using this here in the woods, doing our various things to it. But I think overall, that's not too bad. I like it. We're going to see if it holds up, which I'm sure it will. And I'll talk to you about that baton in a future video. Thanks for watching. Well, it helped if I'd hit the wood. Yeah, that's pretty good. I've been banging away on this here for a little bit now. Had some big pieces coming off, trying to make a nice little baton. This is the Bushmaster Tactical Field Knife. 1/4 inch thick, high carbon steel, 1095. That it's pretty good. The handles, fiberglass field. Not too crazy about the handles, but they will work. You can put any other type of handle that you want on there. This is a full tang knife. Jimping. Here you can go ahead and put your lanyard. I've had this in the cabinet for about, since 2017, 2018, right around there. Finally got it out. And as you can see in the pictures before this here of the box and everything that's there, I've just been so busy doing other things that, hey, we need to do something about this. For about $25, what I found this on the internet for on Amazon, but you may be able to pick it up a little bit less expensive or cheaper, in other words. But the Bushmaster tactical field knife. Everyone wants to go to war. It's got to be tactical. But really, in the shape and design, it's pretty nice. It's got a coating on it. So if you want to use a ferrocerium rod, you're going to have to sharpen this up here on the spine. So this really isn't any good for a ferrocerium rod. There's no sense in me even trying. But it does chop nice, real nice, real nice. No problem. You can actually lose this knife in the wood, and then it'll be a little bit more difficult to get out. But I have my baton ready. Just to show you, 1095 steel is really good. Yes, there's better steels out there, but for a whole lot more money. So if you can find a knife like this for about $20 or less, I would suggest that you get it as an all-around beater knife or any other type of knife that, just in case someone stole it, you wouldn't be losing a lot. But this is a tough knife and it will work. There you go. Of course, for batoning wood, always pick an appropriate sized piece of wood, not something that's super big. And in my opinion, really, batoning with a knife, that should be your last resort. But if that's all you got, that's all you've got. Little sliver. Maybe one or two more, that'd be about it maybe. Goes good. Here you go, this is gonna be hard. Maybe, maybe not. That was tough, but as you can see, the 1095 works great. It's tough steel. The edge still perfect, comes sharp out of the box. Again, for $25, that's not bad. The handle is not my first choice. It's kind of rough on your hand. The jimping's great. Obviously, it's a full tang. It's a good knife. It really is. Here's the box. Bushmaster. It's got a good name to it. The sheath, your typical cheap sheath, nylon, plastic insert. I'm already starting to switch it around because I'm left-handed. Put it in there. I'm in my right mind. But I would put this in a pack, put it in a car, underneath the seat, in the trunk, what have you, and it would be a good knife. It will take a beating, I can guarantee you that. Some good, solid steel. Big piece of metal, it's sharp, you can reprofile it, do whatever you want to it. Now, 1/4 inch thick steel. Let's look at a few more specs here for you. The overall length, from here to here, 10 and 11/16. The length of the blade from here to the tip is 5 5/16 inches. 1095 high carbon powder coated steel. Fiberglass field, injection molded nylon handle. Like I was telling you, they make it sound good on the handle, but no, not really. This is tough handle on your hands, especially when you're trying to bang through some hardwood. But it did it, no problem. Didn't hurt at all. Isn't that right, Athena? Hey, you want to check it out? Check it out. Does that look good to you? Looks good to her. But this is a good knife. It's well worth it, in my opinion, for $20. For the money, you get a chunk of steel. You don't have to mess with it that much other than the handles. They're Allen heads for the screws that go in there. But for the steel you get, and then you can do whatever you want. It's got a good finger choil up here. Yeah, why not? And then sharpen that spine so you can go like that with the ferrocerium rod. Shouldn't be any problem. Anyway, that's your knife for today. The Bushmaster Tactical Bushcraft Field Knife.